The detention system that rose under dictatorship in Argentina reflected neighboring Chile's recent move from large, traditional, camp-style detention to smaller and less visible sites.
James Nielsen is editor of the English-language daily, the Buenos Aires Herald, one of the few publications that was to speak out early on against the military regime.
Like Chile, Argentina was sensitive to the global optics of their crimes.
On March 24, 1976, when the military came marching in, the tanks rolled along the streets. Amongst the majority of the inhabitants of the country, not just the middle class, but many working class, there was a sense of relief. At long last, we're going to have a strong hand, that these terrorists are going to be dealt with, and our problems are going to be over.
The U.S. Embassy had formally rebuked Argentina's human rights abuses soon after the junta took power.
And of course, it didn't work that way.
Every general or admiral or brigadier had his province, and they milked it, and they stole, and they did what they wanted, and they killed whomever they wished, and they were accountable to no one. They worked with complete impunity.
Issuing a formal denunciation.
We're joined by John Dingus, author of The Condor Years, How Pinochet and His Allies Brought Terrorism to Three Continents.
But in a private meeting, Secretary of State Henry Kissinger discreetly told the generals,
"We understand that you have to assert your authority.
If there are things that need to be done,
do the best you can."
Kissinger told the foreign minister, "You should do them quickly.
But I understand what you're doing.
We want you to succeed."
Unmarked green Ford Falcons like these cruising the streets of Argentina's cities. Inside, plainclothesmen with lists of suspects to be picked up and carried off to brutal interrogation.
The disappeared who were kidnapped from their homes or off the streets were spirited clandestinely to
one of the 600 detention centers operated in the country.
One of the outcomes of trying not to lose American support was that detention stayed fairly atomized.
Since its inauguration in 1928, the grounds of the Navy Mechanics School were a place associated with training and social advancement.
Another site of shame and infamy was the ESMA, the Escuela Superior de Mecánica de la Armada.
After the coup of March 24, 1976, a section of its facilities began to be used as a detention and torture center.
Some 5,000 detainees were taken to ESMA during those years of dictatorship.
The detainees were admitted in broad daylight through the entrance on Libertador Avenue, one of the busiest streets in Buenos Aires.
Others were kept in the top level of the building and forced to work to create propaganda for the regime.
I believe that the ESMA's display of being in a visible location with cars entering through the main entrance, going along Libertador Avenue, all the way to the building in the back, making it impossible to miss, was part of that policy of spreading terror, of showing a little but not everything.
There were weekly death flights in which detainees were told they would be vaccinated for a trip to a detention center in the southern regions of the country, but what they were actually given was a sedative. Once the planes were above open ocean, the military personnel would throw them from the plane.
The methodology was simple. Capture them, kidnap them, torture them, kill them, make their bodies disappear.